Hello, our Saturday live as every week. And today I want to talk about it will be not more like it will be not like a topic, but more like my experience, my story about my cravings, how it developed, what I felt, how I dealt with that. So before we start, I just wanted to say that so today I already had breakfast. So like this you can maybe have an idea a little bit, how I eat, compare it to how you eat. So I had oats. I had oats with banana and some little coconut sprinkles and cacao, just also we want that the food is tasty. Yes, we don't want to eat plain oat oat porridge with water and suffer, no, we want that the food is tasty. So if you add sweetness from banana or some berries, it's very good, very good. So oats, my breakfast was, yes, oats with banana, coconut, cacao, yes, so it was like chocolate, was honey, yes, honey as well. Then I had also, I did my meditation. Had I did the suntan, sunbed, sunbed, suntan, meditation to relax. I also had lunch. So for lunch, I had a big bowl. I had a big bowl of salad, a lot of greens, cucumber, tomato, a mix together with potatoes and what was the protein now? Egg. Egg was the protein. So if you have followed my videos before, you know the principle is that half of the plate is greens, 1/4 is carbs, long carbs, and 1/4 is protein. Yes, so that's how my plate was today. Okay, I didn't measure it, by half because it was a bowl, but it was a lot of greens like salad, vegetables, and then a little bit of protein. It was animal protein, and 1/4 was potatoes. After our life, I will still try to do some stretching, yes, stretching workout. So maybe you want, no, it will be in the recording, so you will not, you will not be able to join, but you can of course watch it after. And so yeah, I said about the eating, and now let me tell you about the cravings, actually, yes, my experience, how it started. And I think this topic is really very complex. It will not be about, I will give you 5 tips, I will give you 5 steps what to do before the craving. When you have the craving, ask yourself, do I really want that chocolate? It doesn't work. I mean, once you're in the craving, if you ever had it, by the way, write in the comments if you had such problem, if you have maybe now cravings, or even any question related to weight loss, you can write in the comments and we will try to discuss that. But otherwise, what I want to say is that once you have that craving, there is no logic, there is no reasoning. You cannot negotiate with your brain, because then there are so different parts of our brain, yes, and then there is so-called reptile brain which takes over, and then willpower doesn't work anymore once you have that craving, and then you can I tried a lot of times to stop for 5 minutes and wait till the craving will go. It doesn't work. Impossible. Impossible. So everything started when I was I don't know, 14 years old, maybe 13. I mean, no. It had to be earlier. It had to be earlier. Um, Puberty period when forms are starting to grow, to appear, And I remember my coach, my dance sport coach, she looked at me and she said, Christina, you have to now take care of what you eat, Forms are developing. You have to take care what you're eating. In my, I don't know how old now, 12 years old, 12 years old, mind, it meant, oh my God, now I have to stop eating. I must stop eating. I have to stop eating because eating means I will gain weight, right? And why I said that this topic is very complex, because then let's go back into our childhood. Now I connect everything, when I analyze everything, I can connect that. For example, in my family, you were good when you followed all the rules, and I mean, you were praised, yes, when you were good, when you were doing what your parents want and not making any mistakes. And at that moment, when my coach told me that, in my mind, it was like, okay, I have to be perfect. Perfectionism, you cannot make mistakes. You must, like, I will not eat anymore. Interesting, yes, professional sports, dance sport, ballroom, but we never had any education on how to eat. How to eat, how to eat to stay healthy. And plus it was sports which was requiring a lot of energy. Yes, we had to invest a lot of energy. We were training every day. Yes, every day 2 hours, plus double training on the weekends. Sometimes my muscles, I would have such cramps, I would have both leg cramps, and I would just lie there in bed after the training. I would lie there in bed and would just shout because it hurt so much. The trainings were so intensive, but nobody ever told us how to eat, how to nourish ourselves for such, intensive workout. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, somebody wrote a comment. Yeah, so yeah, so let's go back to so my coach said, okay, Christina, you have to take care now. You have to look, like, control what you're workout for what. So workout, I was doing dance sport, ballroom dance. It's like professional sports, and we were training every day 2 hours, and double training on the weekends, on Saturday morning and afternoon, on Sunday also double. And then we had competitions. It's like, professional sports, 2-3 hours. But it doesn't matter what workout. In the end, it doesn't matter what workout, even if you go to the gym, even if you just do Pilates or something low intensity, we still should know how to properly nourish ourselves, right? And my mindset, my mentality at that time, when my coach told me, you have to take care of what you're eating, maybe she wanted to tell me, don't eat chips, don't drink Coca-Cola too much. But in my mind of 12 years old, or how many years old, I don't know now, I don't remember, but I understood I must be perfect and eat nothing. or like as least as possible, you know. I should eat as least as possible. Now food is the enemy, my body is my enemy, my body is against myself, it wants to grow. And yeah, and then my dieting started. Basically dieting started, I was trying every possible diet. uh, yes, low, not, maybe not low calorie, because I think at that time I didn't understand yet what is low calorie. But I remember, yes, I would eat, for example, one chocolate for dinner, you know, one little chocolate candy for dinner. So you see, I didn't understand that maybe that was sugar, yes? For me, it was to eat as least as possible. And then one evening, yeah, my mom, she came from work, I came from the training, and I see three croissants, three or five croissants in my face. And I said, Mom, please, can you just not buy? I mean, I came back now from training, from intensive training. I am exhausted, I'm hungry, and I see those croissants. Of course, I will eat them, you know? Of course, I will eat them. And she was like, but just don't eat, you know, just don't eat. Of course, it was not possible not just to not eat. I ate maybe three of them, tuk quickly. Then I was very sad, complaining, and my mom told me, well, just go and, you know, put two fingers in your mouth and go to the toilet. I said, okay, well, let's try, you know. So I just went to the toilet, purged, yeah. And that was my new method. That was my solution, basically. Now I can eat what I want. And if I don't like what I ate, I can just go to the toilet and yeah. Well, it was not the solution. It was still not the solution. Then, you know, it became like this psychological war. You ate this much calories, you have to either go to train as much as you can to remove those calories, or then you have to starve for one day or drink juices for 3 days in a row. Then I found out there are some pills, some weight loss slimming pills, which were effective, apparently. I tried the pills, I bought them on the internet, I don't know, now from China, you know, or something, I don't know. You know, when you want to lose weight, it doesn't matter anymore. You know, sometimes we get into this mode, yes, when yeah, we don't understand how to nourish ourselves, how to have long-term effect. The means don't matter anymore. The means don't matter. So for me, I tried everything, you know, I took those pills. The pills worked very well. Then I read on the internet that somebody even died from those same pills. I didn't care. I still used them. Later they were prohibited, so it was not possible to get them anymore. Yeah, basically, so I tried slimming pills, purging, doing sports too much, overly, yeah, like too much sports, just to cancel those calories, a colon cleanse, juice cleanse, starving, you know, fasting. For me, my turning point was, so one time I had such a strong craving. I went to the kitchen. I cooked for myself two, yeah, one pan and then another one, 2 pans of simple porridge. Simple, I don't remember what kind of porridge, just some porridge, just some porridge. And I ate all of that. I ate all of that, like one after the other. You know, when the craving comes, you're just binging, you know, binge eating on the porridge. I just lied down on the bed after that episode and I was crying. I was just crying. I said to myself, it cannot continue. There has to be a different way, right? It's not possible that all the people, or like all people who are thin, that they all do that. You know, it's impossible, right? I thought that there must be a different way. I can say that if you have such a problem, it doesn't go away fast. It will not go away like this, you know. It took me around at least 10 years, to get to the point where I am now. And even now, there are still some little things in my head which didn't go away completely. And the behavior can be a little bit triggered also, you know, still now. And also, I think that it's not only about eating. Like I said, again, it's connected maybe to your childhood. Maybe you want to be perfect, and you know, it's all interconnected. There was one book which really helped me, but again, I don't think it's just that one book. But I can say there was one book, Brain Over Binge. Over Binge. It explained a lot of the principles. And yeah, that was one of the big turning points. And later I went into nutrition. And then I can say also, again, also I tried some marathons, like, you know, 2-week diet, it would work. It would always work. When I took 1-week diet, it would work. I would have the result I want. Unfortunately, always very short term. Never for life. Never for life. It was always, I would, so let's say 1-week diet, I would get into my best shape. I would be so happy, only to lose that in another week and gain double for another 2 weeks, be all in pimples, because of the, you know, hormonal misbalance and stuffing yourself, binge eating. And then, you know, you try to restrict. And then what happens? I remember I would even wait until the shops would close. I would wait until the shops would close so that I cannot go and buy any cookies or something, you know, chocolate. No problem. What would happen? The petrol station is opened until midnight. Here in Luxembourg, shops close quite early in comparison, for example, to Lithuania. Yes, but petrol station would be opened. Petrol station. What would happen? The shops close. I try to suppress the craving. In the end, I go to the petrol station. I buy, you know, low calorie, no sugar food, plus all the sugary food. So double damage. Again, the path took me more than 10 years to get to where I am now. What helped me is to understand the principles of the brain. Like I suggested to you, the book Brain Over Binge, and then to understand nutritional principles, that our body needs food. Our body needs to trust you. Basically, you need to gain trust of your body so that it doesn't go against you. Yeah, we need food. We need to eat food. We need to eat good food, but not being crazy about it. It has to be tasty, you know, because I remember I would be scared. Yes, I would be scared to eat food, or like some even people I know, I say, I see how they eat sometimes, and I say, well, you should eat more. And she says, no, no, no. I eat a little piece and I become fat immediately. Why? Our body doesn't trust us anymore. The body doesn't know anymore when it will get food. That's why, every opportunity the body has, it will accumulate. So as you can see, it's just so many a lot of complex stuff. But I mean, the most important principle is that you give your body nutritious food. You are not scared of carbs. You're not scared of carbs, long carbs. You need to educate yourself on which foods are healthy, and then find ways of cooking it so it's tasty. I can tell you that, for example, also if you're on your weight loss journey, yes, you can, you have to combine flexibility with rules. Like some people say, oh, you don't have to study. Some people say, of course, you need university. I say you need both. You need experience and knowledge. So you need rules, but if the rules are too strict, there are too many rules, it might, it might be not good, counter beneficial, yeah, not beneficial anymore. So we need to combine the intuition, this flexibility in the food. It must be tasty. Sometimes there can be some of the bad foods, but the thing is that if you eat always the good food and you prepare it in a way that it's tasty, for example, putting spices or creating your own healthy options of sauces, putting oils, putting nuts, then you will not crave anymore the bad ones so much. You might sometimes, depends on what happens that day. Did you sleep enough? And then we come to the next part, is that it's not only about food. It's about habits. It's about, did you sleep? Did you sleep? Hello, did you sleep tonight? How long did you sleep? Was your sleep interrupted? What time did you go to sleep? What about your habits? What about your stress levels? I was eating healthy, quite healthy, doing sport, movement, yes, movement, doing sports every day, lifting heavy weights. And my cortisol was high. And I couldn't lose weight. And I didn't understand what am I doing wrong? What's wrong? So it's also not only about calories in, calories out, or only eating healthy and doing sports. Normally, for men, or if you really don't have any eating disorders, yes, it can work also, it can work. Some people, it's true that you just need to move a little bit more and eat a little bit less. But why all those women go on diets, and then, and I will do diet again and again. And is there a method for life? Is there something for life, and that we don't have to always search for another diet? And yes, I found that method for myself. I know exactly. I know now how my body works. It took a lot of effort, a lot of years, more than 10 years. But I would say, yes, now I will just kind of tell you in general which areas to look into. First of all, don't be afraid of food, yes? Don't be afraid of carbs. Eat a lot until you're satisfied. But yes, try to cook healthy, but the food has to be tasty. How to know when to stop eating, you will ask, right? What if I want sugary food? Should I listen to myself? Or when am I satisfied? Is it when my belly hurts? I ate so much that my belly hurts so much that it cannot hold any food anymore? Like when is that? And then we go to the next area. Yes, we have food. Next, stress reduction, connecting to yourself. Connecting to yourself. And by the way, if you are following my workouts, you see that in most of them, in the end of the workout, we have the part where we relax, where we meditate. Very important for the weight loss. Like, and that's how you connect to yourself. And that's how you start to hear the signals of your body. When to stop eating. Do I want to do today this workout, or maybe better a different one? Or will I just mindlessly again go and lift the heavy weights because you need to lift as heavy as possible? You know? So, yeah, food, stress reduction. You know, also yoga, for example, or stretching can be stress reduction. Or, for example, if you are a little bit, let's say, explosive person, maybe boxing, maybe something very intense can be for you stress release, you know? Maybe you want to, to release stress like that. Or meditation, or spa, or pool. Yes, you have to find what you like. And you might ask, but how? But I don't know. And you know, I can say that in the first part of my life, I knew everything how I want. Exactly. I knew how I want. I did everything what I want, how I want. I knew the direction, the vision. And then I think after I had my children, something changed completely. And I didn't know anymore who am I and what do I want. And I never before had to try things to see if I like them, you know? And then now, in this next part of my life, I was trying things. You try, you'd like, you don't know. You have to risk. Here you have to risk. Maybe we can apply this rule to the foods as well. You have to try, you have to cook one thing, another. You have to mix things and find what you like. The food must be tasty. Yes? So the food, then we have the let's say, relaxation, relax. You have to try. No other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Nobody will tell you what to do, how to do. You go to Google, you put how can I relax, methods, ways of relaxing, and you will have a list, and then you try one after the other if you want, you know. If you don't want, then you will always be asking. Then you will always be asking, what do I like? I don't know what I like, and you will stay in the same place, you know. Then we have movement. You have to move, you have to be in fresh air. The best would be to move in the fresh air, That's what I will do. I will walk for probably 1 hour at least. I will try to do it today, plus the stretching. I didn't do the training, so I will try stretching, and then I will walk outside in fresh air. So you should be moving every day. Some kind of movement there should be, yeah. The best would be, let's say just in general, yes, let's say walking, but then also maybe somewhere where your heartbeat goes up a bit and you sweat, yeah. So the movement. Then we have the sleep, very important for hormones. If you didn't sleep, you will probably crave more sugary foods. Just like very simple connection, you know, simple connection. And then water. Yeah, so we have like 5 pillars: food, relaxation, movement, sleep, water. water. Yeah, also water we have 30 milliliters per 1 kilogram of your healthy body weight. But around, when if you're not very tall, 1 liter and a half, 2 liters. I am, I'm against counting, but if you don't have connection with yourself, you cannot know. So in the beginning, you might need to count a little bit, until you develop that connection, and then you feel how much you want, and then you start to kind of objectively analyze, I didn't sleep today, so I want this food more. So you see, we have to connect. We have to connect a little bit of theory, a little bit of practice. Everything is important. We don't over push. We don't say that I will listen to myself and I will eat 1 kilogram of ice cream today because that's how I feel, So voila. Okay, any questions? If you have any questions related to cravings, you can write in the comments related to cravings or any weight loss. You will be able, of course, to write those questions in the comments after. Otherwise, I think for today I said everything I wanted, and this live will be saved. Not today, it will be probably uploaded tomorrow, so you can perfectly write the questions there. I will be very, very happy to answer. Also, thank you for those who like the video. It helps me a lot, of course. And otherwise, if there are no questions for now, then thank you so much for your attention, and see you in the next videos. You are not alone, and we are doing this together, and see you in the next one.